mandated by court, and even worse, the police union is funding the campaigns of the opposition to the council members who have honestly done a great thing. So we are the trust between us and the community and the police department, right? Our plan, our proposal, right? The proposal to have a community police review board is a plan that will mend the rift between people and the police. This is the only community review board in the nation that has the power to fire the police chief. Keep that in mind when you go to the polls November 8th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Angel Rafael Espinoza. Today I'm going to be arguing on against Measure CC, or SCLL. I have three major points today. One, that it's rigged. Two, every city has a police review board. And three, it's all baby steps. Problem number one, 5 out of 7 votes to fire the chief of police. The mayor gets appointed 3. So if the mayor doesn't want the chief fired, the odds are it's not going to happen. Problem number 2, every major city in America has a police board. According to Cat Brooks, a Black Lives Matter representative, this isn't groundbreaking legislation. It's the same entire thing they have in San Francisco that doesn't work. Keep in mind, they are under investigation. We need to reject the logic of inching towards liberation. That means we need to stop taking baby steps and leap into it. Problem number 3, it's all baby steps. It won't fire police officers. The police union contracts requires arbitration, not trials. There won't be a new chief of police. Keep in mind that we went through 3 chiefs of police since January this year. June. Not only that, but 4 major cities in the Bay Area don't have a chief at the current moment, which is Oakland, San Francisco, Hayward, and Berkeley. Why would you want a job that you were in constant danger of being fired of? To recap, problem number 1 is it's rigged because the mayor has a veto. Problem number 2, every city has a police review board and they don't do much. Problem number 3, it's all baby steps. It won't fire police officers. That's it.
So I believe we're supposed to have a crossfire about now. What would you propose? Would you leave the police unchecked and only accountable to themselves?
No, but I don't believe this is going to do anything towards making them accountable. Do we have a chief right now?
No, but that's part of the role of this review board. They're going to pick a chief that hopefully will be able to stick around for a longer period of time, which, to be honest, we don't want to be without a police chief. That means all the officers are able to do whatever. There's no one in charge that can be held accountable for misconduct.
Can the board fire anyone?
Well, the board has to propose to fire someone. The police chief and the police department has equal opportunity to say no, and at that point it goes to a review board. Now, even though you have said that, right, that there's police unions, right, and that there's arbitration, Council Member Guile, and also there's one other council member who's proposing this piece of legislation, right? The police union is funding their opposition. Those 2 council members have clearly said that they were going to get rid of arbitration in the union contract in 2 years. Obviously, the opposition to those 2 council members is clear evidence that this piece of legislation is probably a good idea and a good step forward. Alright, so you said that you would propose that we do something else other than create a review board and leave the police department to be held accountable only to themselves, what would you suggest be the move that the community make to improve relations with the police then?
We're not suggesting that this doesn't happen. We're suggesting we wait until the contract ends and they re-sign it, so there is no arbitration.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kimberly and I'm going to respond to the Khan's arguments and just rebuild our own arguments for the Measure L. So basically, the opposition argues that the system would be rigged and that there's no way to actually have any solvency within the police department or to actually hold officers accountable for what they're doing. However, as the council member even said too, there's going to be a legal team who will be able to investigate thoroughly and have enough evidence to build a case against the officers. It's going to be a lot more difficult currently now to actually get away with anything or have no consequence for any misconduct that an officer has. Just because the mayor gets to choose 3 out of the 7 people who will be on the police review board, that doesn't mean that they're not going to choose someone who doesn't represent the community. They're actually going to choose somebody who represents the community's beliefs and somebody who's going to actually hold the police chief accountable and all the other officers accountable to behave and to do what is right for the community. The community elects mayor. Unless the mayor chooses somebody who really represents them, the mayor's not going to get reelected. It's his responsibility to elect somebody and choose 3 people who are actually going to make the hard choices, whether it's firing a police chief or having a hard consequence on an officer who misbehaves or has any misconduct in the department. And just because a lot of different cities have police review boards, that doesn't mean that theirs is like ours. Like my partner has said, it's going to be one of a kind. They have the power to fire the police chief. That is not something that any other police review board has. They have the power to fire the police chief if 5 out of the 7 members vote for it. This will only, for example, like we said before, there was a sex scandal where 7 officers had relationships with a minor, and because of that, the chief was fired, and then there was another issue that arose. But it's important to have somebody who is in the power, who is a supervisor in power, who actually does something that is right, who actually holds officers accountable and has a good model for the police department in general. Just because also they argue that it's just baby steps and it's not big enough to actually solve anything, but there is no alternative to this. We have to do something right now. Unless we start moving and create a policy that actually changes and holds officers accountable, there is nothing else that we could be doing. This is important because there's a lot of, like I said before, approximately 1,000 people die at the hands of officers each year in the United States. This is a big issue, and no one is. And if we don't do something about it through implementation and policy through the department itself and have independent police review boards, there's no way we can hold officers accountable. There's no way there can be justice. There's no way there can be justice for black and brown bodies who are being targeted by the police. And that's why you should vote yes on Measure LL.